And I officially call this meeting of the Youth Council to order. All right, we'll do a quick attendance, see who's here. Emanuela.
Yes.
Awesome. Melissa.
Here.
Lauren.
Here.
Nick. I don't see Nick. Summer.
Here.
Uma.
Here.
Yana.
Here.
I'm here. Anthony.
Here.
Awesome. Maggie. I don't see Maggie. Jenna.
Here.
Will. That's Will. Ali. I know Ali can't come, and Thomas is here. Great. All so let me just mark it down. Great. So anyone public who wish to speak? I don't see anyone. Fantastic. Anthony, minutes. Awesome.
Yeah, so for last meeting, we started by inviting all the new school committee and town council members to our meeting and introduce themselves, their general goals, and how they would want to connect with us in the future and kind of align their goals with our own. And then we follow that up with a discussion about some next steps with Safe Routes to School. And we talked with Brian McCoubry, who I believe works with, who also works with, I'm sorry, I forgot the name. I don't have it. I have it down here, but she was wonderful. She presented to us and did, was it?
Judy.
Judy Crocker.
Oh, Judy Crocker, thank you. She did our presentation about the walking audit a few meetings ago. So he works with her and just was talking about our next steps and how we can further our sort of connections and communication with them at Safe Routes to School. And we just also had some general updates about our town council presentation and I believe our upcoming school committee presentation. And then we followed that up with some the applications update, mental health working group update, communications outreach subcommittee update, a lot of updates, and just some typical items, COVID-19 vaccine update, liaison updates, and yeah, that was the whole bit.
Thanks, Anthony. To hear a motion to accept those minutes.
I motion.
Thanks, Emanuela. Second.
Second.
Awesome. Thanks. Emanuela.
Yes.
Alyssa.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Summer.
Yes.
Uma. Yana.
Yes.
Maggie. Wait, Maggie's not here. I must take her off. And Jenna.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Next up, we have lost one of our members stepped down. So we have an open high school voting position, and I think we have one non-voting member, Anthony. So does anyone have a motion to nominate Anthony to be a voting member of the youth council?
I nominate Anthony to be voting member.
Thanks, Alyssa. Anthony, do you accept the nomination?
I do, yes.
Awesome. To hear a second on the nomination.
I second.
Awesome. Any discussion? No? Great. So now we'll vote on nominating Anthony to become a voting member of the youth council. So Emanuela,
Yes.
Alyssa,
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
Summer,
Yes.
Uma,
Yes.
Yana,
Yes.
and Jenna.
Yes.
Well, congratulations, Anthony, new voting member, finally. Okay, I'll add you onto my sheet.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm trying to keep this really quick because I know everyone has a billion places to be. So we have guidance from the town and the state on in-person meetings. The town passed a directive, so now we will not be able to meet in person until at least September. So we will be having virtual meetings until then. Sorry, but hopefully we'll be able to do something in person soon. I know me and Catherine talked about it, so we had to figure something out, but hopefully by the end of June, early July. Any questions on that? No. Great.
Yeah, our plan is to have a orientation for the new group of youth council members, but that might include people that are exiting off. So I just have to check with the town on how we can do that. I know school committee and other groups have retreats, so I'm hoping to kind of look in to see how we can do that, so we can be in person.
I've not met, I haven't met like half of you, so it'd be awesome to be able to do something in person.
I know, I ran into some people in town hall and I was like thrown off. I'm like, oh, you really exist. Fox.
So anyone have any questions on that? No? Cool. All right, so I quickly want to talk about constituent engagement and engaging our community. So, back in February or March, now town councilor and Dan, he kind of talked to us about engaging like other students and other young people in town. So I was wondering if anyone had any questions about that or a follow-up discussion, because I actually started my internship in the State House a few weeks ago, and we've been doing a lot about constituent engagement. So that would be relevant to bring back up. And I know Alyssa and Lauren had a doc about social media guidelines and strategy from town. So anyone had a follow-up discussion on kind of like engaging young people in town. Yeah. Just kind of open the floor.
So Jack, just to clarify, so engaging constituents means like how to get young people in Wakefield to engage with the youth council, maybe like bring ideas to them or concerns.
Because I think our strongest initiatives have been run from ideas outside of the youth council or from our members ourselves, like logo and like Safe versus School and through our liaisons too. So I think bringing the outside voices into the youth council has made it stronger. So I think that should be kept we should keep that on our minds when we're creating new initiatives for next year. So I didn't know if we wanted to talk about that. Also, do you want to talk for a second about like the social media guidelines and stuff? Because since you'll be leaving, we want to make sure everyone kind of understands those too.
The guidelines for the account I run, or like in general?
Just in general, like how to engage on social media. Just kind of that's been a gray area.
I mean, there's always like sharing posts and stuff and kind of just trying to engage with the people you're comfortable with talking to. I mean, I kind of forget what the doc that you're talking about says, but I can definitely try and look and find it so we can send it out to everyone. But it's just kind of like trying to like engage people in any way you think possible. If it's just like send us your ideas or what do you think of this in like casual conversation. I know like kind of sometimes it's hard to weave in topics that we talk about to like conversations with your friends, but that's always helpful to hear input from people who aren't on the council.
Yeah, I can send that doc in a follow-up email if we want. Also, it's just kind of reposting things that the accounts post and kind of talking to your friends or whatever about the youth council and what we're doing, because you want to engage and kind of grasp ideas, especially from younger kids, maybe in the middle school. I think that's really important to reach out to them because I know that being in high school, it's a lot easier to be involved than it is when you're 12 or 13 years old. So I think our middle school members, we're going to be having more middle school members next year. We had three this year, so we're going to have 5 next year. So it's really important to get those people involved, make sure we get our younger people kind of hear their voices and stuff. So yeah. So anyone have anything to add to that? Catherine, anything? Oh, Anthony, sorry.
This is just like super generalized, but I think trying to reach out to other student leaders and other groups may also be really effective in the sense that they have sort of their own connections that we wouldn't be able to access directly. The youth councils, or sorry, the youth action team is a great example of that. But also I think just engaging with sports captains or music ensemble leaders and just student leaders in general throughout Wakefield is definitely a great way of just finding connections that we wouldn't be able to find either through social media or just directly in school.
Awesome. Yeah. So anything else you want to add?
So I have a question for the group. I know with the applications, the part of it was asking students what other clubs they were involved in. Would it make sense people have 2 liaison roles, like your liaison to, the, your town board or committee, but you're also a liaison to like either a school club or school group that you're involved in? What do people think about that? Because I do agree, Anthony, that would be a really great way to kind of bridge that gap and get more input from young people.
I really like that idea. I think
even though we are like a town affiliated group, our lives kind of revolve around school. So even if it's not school issues aren't our central role and focus with the youth council, it's super important to still be aware and kind of connected to things that are going around in school. So I definitely am in favor of that idea.
Yeah, I think it's something we definitely talk about leading up to the next term. But actually, anything else want to add to that? Because I think that's a good idea. We should keep that in mind. But also, we really need to make sure we're connected to the schools, but we aren't a school board. I think that's what we had to keep in mind as well. Jenna?
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea because maybe like certain people wouldn't be drawn to like participate like on the youth council, but they still have things that they want us to discuss like on their behalf.
Totally. I think that's all comes down to like, the engaging with the students and the people in town who you interact with the most and bring their ideas back, because we are a representative body. Just not like we're not Congress, but like we represent young people in town to bring their ideas into discussion is important. Manuel?
Yeah, so that also like ties in hand because I know some people like, especially like over social media, they're always like, oh, why the youth council, like they don't represent all the youth of Wakefield and all that stuff. So I think like with this, it would help us get more representation and not just like them saying that, you know what I mean? Because like they know that we have included other people as well. And so that would help.
Definitely, yeah. And when we show we are as inclusive as possible to everyone's thoughts and opinions. So and definitely engaging with certain school activities and clubs would be really helpful in that.
You guys have brought up some really good points. And I think too, to kind of bring back to Jack's initial idea that it's not necessarily a body to change things in the school, but if there are things like a particular group you're involved in is interested and has something in the town, or, you could pass along things to the school. I'm just thinking like Nick's on the baseball team and they're like, oh, there are no practice fields for baseball play, what's going on with all the baseball fields around town. That's something where they could engage with the rec department to say, oh, we need better facilities at some of the parks and stuff. So thinking about outside the box a little too, because you do have all those connections at the town level that some youth I know have been doing civic projects this year in school, 8th graders and high schoolers, and are starting to learn a bit about the process. But I think you guys have that already have that connection.
Totally. All right. Anyone else? No, cool. All right, we're gonna keep this moving. Okay, application wise, me and Anthony, Melissa, and I have kind of made our final decisions, and we will be submitting that to the town council for their June 28th meeting to approve new members. So our last day of our terms, every one of us, is June 30th. So that will be the end of the first term of the youth council. So yeah. Moving on, quick. Mental health working group. Lauren, do you have anything to add? Anything update us?
Nothing new has really happened. I was hoping to schedule one last meeting before our current term ends and before we kind of transition into our new term. We had briefly talked about doing a second survey similar to the one that we did when we were still in hybrid learning. And so I'm hoping to do one similar when we go back to school in the fall. So I'm hoping that we can kind of continue meeting over the summer to prepare that and then run it by the guidance departments and maybe Mr. Lyons and some members of the school committee. So if you're interested in joining, or if you didn't feel like it was for you, just let me know, because I would love to keep it moving over the summer and the transition throughout our new term.
Nice. All right. Alyssa, updates on communications and outreach.
It's basically the same thing. We've just kind of been posting things as they come. We recently had a post promoting the Wakefield Alliance Against Violence campaign against teen dating violence and abusive relationships. So there's that. If you guys want to share that, that would be fabulous. There's a hashtag in the caption, love is respect. So if you guys want to use that as well, that would be super fabulous. Also, just kind of taking what Lauren said and applying it to this subcommittee, we're going to be losing a few people. So if you're interested in like running any of the social medias or even just being on the subcommittee, reach out, let me know. If you are interested in running the social medias, there's like a whole big document that I made to kind of let you know what you're in for if you do it. So I can send that to you if you're interested as well.
Yeah. And the subcommittee working group will be hosting at least one more meeting where we will be like appointing an interim chair. So next term, there's a person to lead the first meeting of the subcommittee for the subcommittees reorganize. So meeting, just for prepping for next term is what that's to be about. So anyone have questions for Lauren or Alyssa? No? Cool, great. Summer, I know you had some important updates that you wanted to share with us. So do you want to go?
Yeah, I have a quick presentation. I'll keep it short.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can share my screen.
I think I just loved you too.
Okay. I don't have it. Let me just pull it up. Sorry. So I attended the meeting a couple weeks ago. Sorry, I'm like trying to pull it up. Ah! I should have had this queued. Hold on. Do you want to like?
I can come back to you.
Yeah,
we can
sorry.
do one more thing. So does anyone else have any updates for us liaison wise? Any meetings, Anthony?
Oh, this is just a communications and outreach update, but because I'm unfortunately because of like senior week and everything, I wasn't able to like fully get done with the newsletter, but I'm hoping to get back to Jen, and she's going to be putting the newsletter into her own Adobe template, which will hopefully better incorporate Yana's really great logo that I'm hoping to have finally on this newsletter. So that's just a small update about the newsletter.
Awesome. Hey, Anthony, I'm wondering if we can get this newsletter attached to our website page. I think that'd be really fun and useful. So I don't know if Jen runs that or Sherry, but we can maybe get that up there too.
Yep. If you ask Jen to put it on the website, she can put anything on the website. I know while the logo decision was going on, people wanted to highlight the presentation to the school committee. So anything you all think is pertinent to go on the youth council website, let me know or Jen know directly.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Just so people who aren't in the school system can get that large, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Summer, ready? Oh, that's awesome.
There we go. Okay, so I attended the meeting on May 25th, and it was pretty brief. And it was just some updates from Judy about the Envision Wakefield and Safe Routes to School. There's a lot of data points about high school traffic, etc. So once again, we've talked about this before, but the walk audit was, I think it was in like February. They were just like going from the high school to the Woodville, and there was a lot of things that were brought up as safety concerns, such as like piled up snowbanks and pedestrian traffic and dangerous intersections. This I thought was actually pretty cool. One day after school, Judy went out and took a brief estimate of the amount of cars and pedestrians and walkers and bikers around the high school and during drop off and dismissal. And I thought that was pretty cool just because it's like hard facts and it can help with the traffic and getting things done about it. And then idling was a big topic in this meeting because it connects to the environment and everything. So the town, when it was brought up to the town, they openly voted against not putting up no idling signs. And so we're thinking the Environmental Sustainability Committee, if they were to get involved, they would be very concerned about idling because it relates to the environment. And then Melrose and Wakefield elementary schools have rolling drop-offs where volunteers open car doors so parents can keep the traffic moving so that it's not like stop, get your kid out and then keep going. You can just roll right in. Someone will open the door for your kid and they'll hop out. And then as most of us know, the high school traffic is awful. for many reasons, especially this year. Both cohorts merged back together in late April, so that was some adjusting. There's no buses this year, and there's less carpooling because of COVID. And the Woodville High School and the Voc are getting out within a half hour of each other, which is just total chaos. And then Judy was interested to see if I could find a way to poll students to see how they get to school and their reasons behind it, and to try and find alternate ways to school to help limit the traffic situation and encourage kids to bike or walk. So
Awesome.
that's it.
Thanks, Summer. Anyone any questions for Summer? Bethany, do anything? I think we can definitely talk about polling kids. I also think that it's not going to be, the traffic's actually going to get worse when they start building the Voc in high school. So I think it's going to get worse before it actually gets better. I think it's what actually and it's going to happen. But yeah, so any questions for Summer? No?
Summer, it would be good to have that data for the middle school, I mean, for the high schoolers this year, if possible. Do you think you could put together a survey, a Google survey for Mrs. McLeod to disseminate? I know it's only next week's the last week of school.
Yeah, I could try and do that. I just don't know, like, especially because all the seniors are gone. It hasn't been an issue since the seniors have left. No offense, guys, and congratulations, but yeah.
Oh, so, but the poll about how they get to school, think that, has that changed since you stopped coming?
I think it definitely has changed. I don't know if this year would be the best year to do it, just because buses aren't an option and etc. Like, people aren't getting to school the ways they would.
And their ride might have been a senior who was going to school, and now that senior does. That's a good point. So maybe wait till the to the beginning of the next school year. That's a good point.
Great. Okay, so we have 2 minutes people to leave, so I'm gonna go really quick. Okay, COVID update wise, anyone can get vaccine 12 and up. You should do it because the Delta strain of the virus is spreading rapidly in the UK, and it's going to start spreading rapidly here. And that one increasingly puts people ages 12 to 30 in the hospital than other forms of virus. So please get vaccinated if you can. Next meeting date wise, we're going to meet on the last day of our term, June 30th. It is a Wednesday. Is it a Wednesday? I think it's a Wednesday. Since we're all out of school, we don't have to meet at 6 anymore. So we can meet earlier in the day. So people like 3, 2, what are we thinking? I have a doctor's appointment at until 3, so maybe like 3:30ish, 4 o'clock.
For me,
That works
I'm
for me.
counseling at a camp on that day. So anytime after 4 or 5 would be better for me, but if it's easier for everybody else, then it's fine.
I think 5
Yeah,
5
same.
o'clock.
I'm in the same boat as Uma. I have a
Okay.
job this summer as a summer camp counselor, and I'm going to be working like 8 to 4 most weekdays. So
Okay. So maybe we keep it at 5, maybe 5:30, so everyone is working. But so I'll tentatively say June 30th at 5:30, and we can always change it later. But June 30th, 5:30.
Just quickly, I'm going to be at sleepaway camp. I won't have any devices, so I will not be able to make it.
Oh.
But
Well, the time we'll see Summer. Okay, well,
so
it's kinda
bye,
sad.
On a sleepaway camp.
yeah.
And Jenna, Summer, I have to say, the awesome job on that presentation and that information. That was very helpful.
Thank you.
I think we have a lot of next steps. I know you're cycling off.
Mhm.
Maybe we can find someone to take off where you take over that project.
Great. All right. So anyone else anything they want to talk about before we adjourn? Nope. Great. Okay. So then do I hear a motion to adjourn until our next meeting on June 30th?
I motion.
Next summer. Do I hear a second?
I second.
A second.
Thanks, Anthony. All right. Emmanuel,
Yes.
Alyssa,
Yes.
Lauren,
Yes.
Nick,
yes.
Summer,
Yes.
Uma,
Yes.
Yana,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and Jenna.
Yes.
Awesome. We are officially adjourned. Well, I'll see most of you on June 30th. Bye, Summer. It's awesome to work with you, and I hope you have a great school year next year. So yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
You guys have a nice day.
Have a nice day.